Today we're checking on the EQs in the Harley Benton DNAfx FxGit Pro. Today we are looking again at the Harley Benton DNAfx FxGit Pro because I managed to open the editor somehow, so it's here. And recently I got some problems with these editors, also this one and also the one of the NUX MG-30. I don't know, maybe it's yeah, somehow related to my new PC, which is currently using Windows 11. Anyway, so yeah, here we have one patch which I created. But let's try out another one. So this is the Plexi IR yeah, patch. And IR means it uses a third-party IR. So here you have the effects chain, and as I said today, I would like to show you the EQs. First of all, let's check out if it has a global EQ. Yes, it has, as you can see here. So global EQ is basically an EQ at the output of the unit, where you can adjust the overall sound of the unit for all patches to a certain environment, front of house system or something. And something which I liked a lot about the Valeton is it has a low and a high cut in this section, global section. And also this unit has it, as you can see here. A low cut up to 1K, high cut down to 3K. And yeah, also you have a 3-band parametric EQ, which is also very flexible. So the graphic EQ, if you don't know, you can adjust the frequency you would like to address. And usually you could also adjust the bandwidth which is addressed, so the Q, but you don't have that Q knob here, so just the frequencies. And of course the gain, if you want to lower or push these frequencies. So that is a, yeah, parametric EQ, 3-band, no Q. So yeah, it's okay. Nice to have it. In the Valeton you have the Q, and also you have here 4 bands, which is of course a little bit more flexible. And in the patch itself you have the distinct EQ block, so you don't find EQs in other of these blocks. As you can see, you don't have the pre-EQ. You can move this thing around here. Of course you could use it in front of an amp to boost the amp, but then you don't have the EQ after the amp for post-processing. So here you have basically these 4 EQs, 5-band, 5-band, 6-band, and a custom. And which one is it? I'm using the 6-band EQ currently. So you can see here it's basically graphic EQ. These bands here, you can see 5, and also there is another 8K here. And it's addressing some frequencies which are very important for guitars, especially the 4K if you would like to stick out. Here on the 8K it's a little bit high, you can get a little bit scratchiness if you want, maybe for rhythms. But in a live situation these frequencies can get harsh, so maybe you would rather dial these out. Yeah, the 800 Hz is maybe for scooping, mostly. Here the 2K is for the upper mid-range punch. Of course it also depends on what kind of Q is implemented here. And lower mids, of course. And let's try out the other ones, the 5-band EQs. So the first one comes with other frequencies. So as you can see here, you have these 5 bands here, and then another 4K. No, it's only these 5, sorry. Yeah, of course. And as I said in other videos before, it's always depending on your amp stack, which additional equalizer is working. So if I would give an advice, it's just try to adjust your amp as good as it goes with these bass, middle and treble presence controls here. And then you can use the additional EQ here, the graphic EQ, for fine tuning maybe. And then it depends on what, which sound do you have. Because these 5-band EQ here, 100, 250, 650, 1.64, it has different frequencies than this one here, as you can see. So, for example here, if you push the 1.6K, it will get a little bit too honky maybe, at least for my taste. So let's try out the other one. Here you have the 2K, which is a little bit higher. Works a little bit better. So they go from -16 to +16 dB, which is a lot. I personally like the sound which is coming from the amp here. What I would do is maybe I would raise a little bit of the 4K. Might be a little bit too much. The 100 Hertz or also the 120, it's always good for fatten up your tone, but it doesn't affect the overall character of the sound very much. So this is working in most of these situations. So that sounds quite good to me. So let's save it. And yeah, we checked out this EQ before. Yeah, it's also from -16 to +16. And we have the custom EQ, which is, as I told you, the parametric EQ, which is the most flexible EQ. Also, you have the low and the high cut, which is nice. And you have, how many bands do you have? 1, 2, 3. 3 bands. Okay. Yeah. So let's try out how far we can get with that. This is maybe, let's try out to use the frequencies from the Mesa 5-band graphic EQ. So 750 Hertz for the mids. Let's scoop that a little bit. Here we have maybe the 2.2K. see what we can do with that. Maybe we don't need that much of these. Do we have a low and high cut here? Yes, but it's disabled. And here maybe we dial out some of the lower mids. Yeah, I would rather like to have some more high-end sizzle. So of course you have to know which frequencies are affecting which, or have which effect on the tone. So you need a little bit of experience. Or of course you could use your ear. But I think I prefer the result we got here with the 5-band graphic EQ. Let's check out some other patches. Here we have the Friedman patch. So yeah, it's not the most flexible unit in the world, but I think as far as the EQs are concerned, they're working, and I think in most situations you could get a decent live tone with that. In fact, when I plugged in this unit for the first time in the front of house, with my patch which I designed, it sounded really great without any tweaking. So I designed it primarily for my studio monitors, but through the PA it was sounding great already, and I didn't have to tweak it. And so one thing which I can say about this unit is, which sticks out to me at least, that it's very easy to get a good tone with that unit. And also, of course, with third-party IRs, which I'm using, but there are some IRs in this unit which I showed in other videos, which are really great, and which I used at that time, and they're also working in a live situation. Especially here, the what is it called? I think the Audio 412, which is really a dark-sounding IR. As you can hear, of course, I wouldn't use the EQ setting here. It's very dark sounding IR, but somehow as you can see, everything almost at 12 o'clock except the bass, and this stock IR, it sounds great. So there you have it. These are the EQs in this little box, and yeah, I hope this helps. If you got any questions, please post them, of course, as always, and subscribe to my channel. Hope to see you soon. Goodbye.